Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Awesome. Well, welcome back, everybody. We're going to get started. I'm Haley. I usually teach this every month, but we're going to have our undergrad, Jasmine, teach it today. I'll still be in the room, so if we run into some technical difficulties, we can hopefully work it out together. But I'll let her take over.
Okay, I'm Jasmine, as Haley said, and if you guys have any questions, Haley can help answer any questions if you wanted to monitor them. And so, let's get started.
Oh, also, happy Valentine's Day, everybody.
Yeah, I keep forgetting today's holiday.
You guys do something fun.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
All right, so today we're going to be talking about behavior, and more specifically, we're going to be talking about kitten behavior, communication, and behavior problems most people run into.
Just a second.
Okay.
Can you hear us?
Yeah, we can hear you guys.
Yeah.
Sorry, we're new to this. Can you see us?
Oh,
No.
we could probably, do you remember what button that was?
I could see you.
Yeah, I mean, they can see our screen. So. If you guys have questions, there's a little box that will notify us when there's a question, so we'll keep an eye out for that. Otherwise, you can just turn on your mic and ask the question. Ready? Good? Okay, go ahead.
Okay, well, the first topic we're going to be covering is the kitten behavior. So, kittens should not be removed from the home before 8 weeks old. And if they are removed before they are 8 weeks old, they often run into behavior problems. Some of these include they're not as friendly, so they're not going to be approachable as much. And they never learn how to properly play with other cats or other animals. This includes things like not being able to retract their claws as often. So when you have a kitten that likes to play with its claws, it's because it got taken away from its mom too early. And then they also lack the skills that their mom has taught or needs to teach them. And they don't learn to adapt to new things later in life. And then, so for cats, they have a socialization period, which occurs between 2 to 7 weeks of age. And this is when it's most important to handle your kittens. They also form bonds between other animals, cats, and people. So if they have bad experience with a dog in their early kitten years, they're also not going to want to interact with other dogs later in life. So they're going to be more scared or hesitant or more likely to attack them if they have bad experiences. And the same with good experiences. If they have a good experience, they're not going to attack the dogs. They're going to feel welcome. And so this also includes vacuum cleaners. So if you vacuum your house and your cat's not bothered by it when they're a kitten, they're less likely to be scared of it when they're an adult. And then, so during the socialization period, you want to handle your kittens about 30 minutes when they're 4 weeks old, and then 7 to 14 weeks, you want to handle them more often just to get them used to being around people, and this also makes them more friendly. So our next topic is going to be the parent influence on kittens. So like I said earlier, the more cat is, the more friendly your kittens are. Just because they see that social cue that the mom cat approaches humans, so they're like, oh, this isn't going to be bad, so they'll go approach humans as well. And genetics play a role in this too. So if you have a stray cat and you adopt one of the kittens, that kitten might not be as friendly as if the mom was tame and around people.
Have any of you guys ever tried to pet a stray or a feral kitty? It's not very easy, is it? Because they're scared.
Nope.
They weren't ever socialized. That's really important if you're going to have a kid to socialize, like Jasmine said.
And then this also leads to like certain learning things that we learn from their moms. So what their mom will do to teach them is that around 4 weeks,
What just happened?
We're going to mute just because it's picking up a lot of excess noise.
Thanks.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, you can. I mean, if they want to unmute themselves, they can. They might have not known that it was on.
So yeah, if you guys have any questions or comments, just make a comment and we'll answer it. Okay, so around 4 weeks old, the mom cat will start bringing them dead mice or other prey around 4 weeks old, just so the kittens know like what to hunt. And then around 5 weeks old, their mom cat will bring the live prey. So often these will be like mouses and stuff, and often the kittens will play with them. And then kittens also have food preferences for what their mom eats. So whatever the mom tends to eat, the kittens will eat as well. And this will last through adulthood. So if the kitten eats something weird when it's a kitten, it will continue that into adulthood. So if you feed your cat something weird like bananas or potatoes and they eat that as a kitten, they're often going to eat that when they're adults. So kittens have 3 different types of play they do. Oh my gosh. We went back. Go forward again.
There.
Okay, yeah, there it is. Okay, so kittens have 3 different types of plays. One is exploratory, another one is social, and the third is objective. Can you guys kind of guess what the 3 plays are going to be?
No.
What does the picture on the far right look like? What is he playing with? An object, right?
The flowers.
Yeah.
Might be different most of me. Okay. So the first one is exploratory play. It happens in the first 7 weeks of the kittens. It helps with agility and coordination. As you can see here, they're starting to explore the other areas of the house, which is why it's called exploratory play, because they're getting used to their surroundings.
Do your guys' cats ever hide under your bed or in boxes or weird places?
Yes.
When they're kittens especially, huh?
Not really.
Really? Maybe yours
Really?
is not very courageous.
Yeah. When my kittens were little, they usually only stay in one area, and then about the first 7 weeks, they'll like start walking and wobbling around everywhere.
Yeah, they get a lot more confident.
Okay, that leads us to the next one, which is objective play. So they're playing with objects such as like toys or balls or anything they can put their hands on or their paws on. And so this starts about 2 weeks old, but it's mostly used at 7 to 8 weeks when they get their balance, and this helps with eye-paw coordination and also like predatory behaviors or hunting behaviors such as chasing, pouncing, and biting things, as you can see the kitten is doing right now. And yeah, and this helps them interact with other cats as well, just because this is kind of learning how to retract their claws and such. And then that leads us to our third type of play, which is social play. So this starts about 3 weeks of age, but it's most used between 9 to 14 weeks. And then they play with the litter mate's mother or other cats, but it often ends with aggression. So one cat becomes more aggressive than the other cat would like. And this is where a lot of that social behavior is picked up and certain cues are picked up. So they learn when to put their claws away and when enough becomes enough for other cats.
I'm sure you guys have seen other cats roughhouse, right? Where that's when they're starting to learn their biting inhibition, where one of them goes too far and the other one gets injured. So that's a good way for them to know their boundaries.
Yep.
That leads us into our first activity, which is the Kahoot game. Do you guys know how to get to Kahoot?
I'm not on this.
What are you on?
I'm on the screen.
Can you get out of it and go either to a different browser, or if you have a smartphone, you can do it from there too.
So you go to kahoot.it. Is it kahoot.it?
Yeah. So yeah, you'll just hit the classic.
So if you want to get out of the PowerPoint and go
Oh,
to...
you have a question.
Oh, very cool. Oh, I'm gonna read this fast. Where's the question? Chat.
Yep.
Currently, I'm on a basketball game, so I can't really go on.
That's okay. You can just follow along or say it in your head or out loud if you want. So for the rest of you that haven't ever used it, you just go to the app if you have it, or you can go to a browser and type in kahoot.it, and then it will bring you to a different page where you type in this game pin, and then you can add your name to play. So we'll wait for you guys to get logged in. And again, let us know if you guys have any questions. I was going to get some cat music lined up
Oh, yeah.
for the next ones. This one. Any music for? You have anyone yet?
We have one.
Oh yeah, nice name.
That's me.
You guys do anything cool for Valentine's Day today? Anybody?
You just put
Did you guys get any cool Valentines?
not really.
I did.
What'd you get?
I got a heart-shaped egg today.
From where?
From my fiance.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah.
waiting for one more because we're 1 of the 6. And then
Oh.
Adriana says she's at a basketball game. So that leaves us with one more, right?
So you want to play?
I'll ask everybody if they got joined the
You're
camp.
going to come right here.
Yeah.
And I believe this is where you're going to play, but then when you want to do Kahoot, it's going to be right here.
Let me see. Oh, there we go.
There's more.
All right, is everybody on that wants to play or can play?
Yep.
I think we're
Yep.
make sure that there's no one else that joined, maybe. Where in the top, in the green part.
This one?
Yeah. Oh yeah. So we should be. Let's go ahead and start.
Okay.
All right, you guys know the drill. Just click the best answer as fast as you can.
If you have to, you can minimize that chat.
What kind of play is that? Social, objective, or exploratory?
There's the, which one?
Oh, no.
What do we do? You gotta look at the.
It's
here.
social. So social. You see him playing with the mice? That's social.
Social. Great job. Or
It's objective.
Thank everybody.
That's why it's objective.
Ow.
Where's
you might have to move the. Can you move the at the top there? Yeah, just move it down. I think it's blocking. There.
Oh, there it is. I was thinking,
Oh yeah, good job.
you're forgetting the next. Okay. This is an example of what kind of play is this? It says objective, social, or exploratory.
For you to.
It's social.
Good job.
Okay.
So they were playing with other kittens, so that's social. Okay. So exploratory play is where cats play with other cats' objectives, or they explore their surroundings. Woo! You guys are nailing this. Oh, there's a question.
On fire. Nice. Thanks for participating, even when you're at a basketball game.
What about multitasking?
Yeah.
So early weaning does not affect kittens. Is that true or false?
Nice.
Okay. The more friendly the mom cat, the more friendly the kitten. Is that true or false? Comment.
Nice. Last one.
Kittens won't eat what the mom cat eats. Is that true or false? Good job, guys. I think that was the one. Maybe one more. Yep, that was the last one.
Good job, everybody.
Okay, so that leads us to our second topic, which is communication. I think
Should we blow that up?
yeah, if you go to
This
that. Go just hover over here. It's that one.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was full. Okay. So now we're going to talk about their living space first, because this coincides with their communication. So they have two living areas. The inside area, which is this area right here, this is called their territory. And then the bigger area is called their home range. So in their territory, that is their immediate living. So this is where they sleep. This is typically like your house. And then if it's an inside-outside cat, their home range will be the outside of the house. And if they're just an inside cat, that's mostly where they spend most of their day. And then the home range is wherever else they go in the house, where they don't spend most of the day. So in the territory, that's their immediate living. It's where they feel the most protective. It's their living area. So like I said, they spend their most time there, or like sleeping and stuff. And then they also scent mark it. And later on, I'll tell you how they scent mark. And then home range is where they spend most of their day. And so they're like hunting and like just kind of walking around if they're an outside cat. And this is where they usually have their daily activities, such as going to the bathroom. And then the home range depends on the size of the cat population. So if you have more cats, the area is going to be bigger. Also, resources like how much food is available. So if there's not very much food available, the range will expand. But if there's more food, the cat will stay in closer. Also, if there's less cats, the home range will be smaller.
If you guys have an inside-only cat, can you think of maybe a place that would be their territory and an example of their home range? You guys have any ideas?
In the house.
So does your cat have a favorite place where they sleep or hang out primarily in your house?
On my bed.
On your bed. So maybe your bedroom is their territory.
And then their
In the
home
basement.
range, like the
My
rest of the house.
bedroom.
Exactly. Yeah, where the home range might be your basement or somewhere where they aren't all the time.
So for the next slide, there's going to be sound, just because it's more of the communication. So this is going to be sound.
Where did you even get this?
often if you have cats, this is going to be the sound of purring. This means they are content and they're happy. Meaning, like, they've tried to research why cats do this, but nobody has found the answer. So we don't really know why they purr in contentment, but it's often a sign of happiness. And then these are 7 sounds that make what cats make and what they make. Times if you put down. Yeah, okay. Can you turn it up on that? You might need to fix it. Go all the way. I don't want to be too loud for them. So that does mean they're aggressive when cats growl. Yelling was mainly for like mating, their mating calls. That's typically what yelling is for. If your cat makes this sound, it's often in frustration. So the cat's probably looking at a bird and it can't get to it, so it's chattering at it. Do any of your guys' cats do that?
Yeah, because my grandpa has a rabbit.
Yeah, that would explain it.
No, not really here.
Not really.
So this is also like a greeting. It's called trilling. The cats do greeting, mainly towards humans. Do your cats do this?
Yeah.
So if they hit,
Nope.
they're scared or angry or afraid. So this is after usually growling happens. They'll start to hiss. Oh. And then meowing is greeting.
So cute.
And this is usually due to like just communicate with other cats. And like they're trying to communicate to their mom right now. So dainty. I've kittens in my room, they do this all the time. So those are usually the most common sounds that you'll hear a cat make. Okay, so that brings us to cat language. So often cats will use 2 different types of posture. One is called distance reducing posture and distance increasing posture. So if they're distance reducing posture, that means they're approachable. You can go up and pet them, and they're usually pretty friendly. So they avert their gaze, they make themselves look smaller, and they're kind of quiet. Do you guys know why people that typically don't like cats, usually cats go up to them? Well, it's because people that don't like cats will use the distance reducing postures, which means that they're approachable for cats. That's usually why people that don't like cats will attract them. And people that like cats, they make themselves look bigger. So they're using decreasing or increasing postures. So they'll directly stare at the cat or make themselves bigger, which is why the cats will usually run away from them. So what the cat is trying to do here is make itself look bigger so people and things will go away from it. So it's increasing the distance between them and whatever they don't want. As you can see here, their back is arched, their ears back, and it's just kind of standing up, trying to make itself look bigger, whereas the reducing one is kind of like pulled in together, its ears are like sideways, but like it's kind of tiny so that you can still approach it. So now we're gonna break these postures down some more. And so if you see cats using these kind of body language, you want to use caution and maybe not approach them or wait until they calm down. So if you see any cat like this, they're not going to be hesitant to attack. They probably will. If you see a cat moving its tail side to side in this picture, it means it's getting overstimulated. You often see this when you're petting them or if something is bothering them. The tail will start to twitch. And this includes biting and scratching. If you see your cat's tail puffed out when it's down, they're mad. They don't like whatever's near them. If they're scared, they'll have their tail up and their arch back. And then also the tail between the legs is a common sign for scared. So they will still probably attack whatever is coming at them. The most one that probably won't attack is if they're worried. They're just kind of on edge. They might be a little bit jumpy, so they can either run away or still have that defense mechanism to fight.
So in all of these, we noticed that what is a good way to tell your cat's mood? The difference of their tail, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah. So
So if it's big and poofy,
yeah, pretty distinct way to stay away from them if you see their tail doing any of those things.
oh, go ahead.
The skilled one, my cat does that a lot, and it's when I'm petting when I'm up close to her.
Her tail gets that way when you're up close to her?
Kind of,
Is it puffed out?
not much.
So I'm sure you'll go into it, but if their tail's up, it doesn't always mean they're scared, but if it's puffed out like it is in the picture, then that's a better indicator. But my cat will walk around with his tail up, and he's not scared, but it depends on the circumstance. If he's scared by something, you'll see the difference in his fur.
Yeah, that's on the next slide.
Yeah.
So approachable when you want to approach them. So if you see a cat's tail up and just relax, you can approach it. If it's straight up, they're typically happy. I know some cats that like just switch their tail side to side and walk around. If their tail's down and kind of swaying and stuff, they're often feeling lovely. This isn't the quick movement of like the twitching. So if they're getting upset or something, the top of their tail would just start twitching. Whereas like if they're feeling lovey or something, they're more relaxed and their whole tail is kind of just moving or it's just down. And then if it's kind of straight back, but at like a little angle, they're typically interested in something. Most of the time, it's probably related or something new that they haven't experienced before.
Is this the way your cat's tail is that you were mentioning? When it's up like that?
Kind of.
Right. So I bet your kitty's just happy to see you.
Okay. So another way to tell is by their facial features. So you can tell here right away that this picture, what is it, the top left picture, is when they're agitated or mad. You can kind of see how its eyes are kind of narrowed and their ears are kind of like laid back. You can often tell the cat is tense during this time. And then if they're frightened or scared, this often associates with the picture on the top right. They're often hissing or growling, so their mouth is going to be open. Even if no sound's coming out, most of the time their mouth will be open. And they're trying to make themselves look as big as possible. And their ears are going to be laid down and not like kind of lean back on this one. So if your cat's relaxed, it's going to be this one down here. And they're just going to have just normal facial features. And they're going to their ears are going to be relaxed on their head. Their eyes are going to be normal and they'll just be happy. And if they're alert, their ears are going to be more up on top of their head. And they're usually going to be like looking and just be really attentive. Usually this happens if they're like listening to a certain sound.
when my cat's frightened or scared, she opens the mouth a lot. But she's not actually scared.
Yeah, because when they're frightened or scared, their main goal is to go into defensive mode, which is if they're going to bite or growl or scratch, usually.
Okay.
Okay, so cats have lots of different ways to tell who they are. So some of the ones that they use is urine marking. So you often see this in male cats that still are intact. They'll mark boundaries and objects in their territory. And then a lot of this tells them their cat's gender, reproductive stage, and also like who the cat is. Some of the times the cats can tell which breed of cat it is. And then most of the time feces are not used in territory. Like some dogs use feces to identify like where their boundaries and stuff are, but cats do not. So that leads us to the scent glands in cats. Cats have a lot of different scent glands. So the ones mainly going to be used for territory are going to come from the anal glands, which is often the urine markers. They also have scent glands in their tail and right here at the base of the tail. Cats have glands in their paws, which later on I'll discuss why they need. And then they also have glands right here by their ears, above their eye, their chin, and their mouth areas. And this is where a lot of the rubbing comes in. And a lot of this is to communicate with other cats or each other and for territorial purposes. And then also some of these will identify them as like their home. So they like to make their home smell like them. So they'll use some of these glands to determine that smell. So as you can see down here in the picture, that's kneading or scratching. So they are wanting to make their house smell like this. So if you're petting your cat and he's kneading, he's trying to like make whatever around him smell like him or her. They also use rubbing and bunting. Do you guys know why a cat will rub or bunt on you when you come home?
Most.
Zach, we didn't even hear half of what you said.
Was it in this slide or the next slide? Or the last slide?
Usually when I like come into my room, my cat kind of like comes up to me, and when I stop petting her, she starts like coming up on me.
Do you know why she does that?
What?
Do you know why they do that?
No.
They're doing that so they can make you smell like them. They're claiming you as part of their home. So they have like the scent glands here on their head and then their face. So they'll rub against you or things in your house. So they release that scent, and so it makes them smell like home. So when you leave, or if you don't smell like them and come back, that's why they'll rub on you, is so that you can smell like them, and then they're part of, like, you're now part of their home.
Oh.
Okay. That leads us to our next activity. Did you guys all download the worksheet?
Yeah.
So we'll probably give you guys about 5 minutes, maybe 2 songs worth, to do that on your own, and then we'll just quickly go over what you guys put down for it. Sound good? We'll get some tunes for you.
Which worksheet?
It's gonna be the territory or home worksheet. Do you know?
If you don't have access to it, you can go to the website. This one? Yeah. And you can download it there, or we can keep it up here for you guys if you would rather.
I know there's more to this now.
Oh, there is.
Yeah, there's like.
Start working on this one.
Oh, so we might need more than 5 minutes. So.
I'm gonna need about like 20.
Well, I don't know if we have that much time, but we can, if you can get as far as you can, we'll do the rest together. And you could always finish it on your own as well. Let's see, I was going to show her where.
Which one are we doing?
The one that says territory home, if you want to go. So it's going to be the territory versus home range.
And if you needed to find this link, you just go to the Cat Club. Oh, why is it going this way? It's not even working for us. Okay, well.
I think I just did this on. The 4-H Cat Club.
Yeah, here you go. So if you click here where it says download handout materials, it'll
The
be
home range. It's the home range.
Yeah.
Do I review?
It's just
Okay, so let's.
no. You just put home range.
Zach, you need a mute.
Okay, so we're gonna play some music.
There's a thing.
I just found it. We'll just
I'll just go back to the map.
okay, so we'll give them till
How much is here? So, the uniform ones. Or like a video.
7. But
Say the last one. So, the last one's not really that hard either. It's like
yeah, so if anything.
yeah, this one's the longest one. Because this one's just matching.
Oh yeah.
And that's probably something we could do on the board. What if? Yeah, and this one's set markers.
Oh yeah. Right on it. Oh, it doesn't want to go up.
Okay. So like, I struggle with these things so much. I'm like, okay, I got that.
Put it that side.
I don't think it's coming down anywhere.
I want to go up.
I know, but I don't think anything's coming down. Together.
That's weird. Okay. Oh, we can't.
Did it come too far out? I think it came too far out because there's a line right here. Is that the line on the whiteboard? Yeah, there's something like that.
Okay. Well, you can just
Okay.
or this. Yeah. Goes by really fast. Yeah. That's better than 2 and empty room. So, that's fine, especially when We can give them a bumper song. Oh, okay. Okay. Wait, how long is it? Okay, great. So we'll give you guys till the end of this song, and if you guys get done beforehand, let us know.
I'm already done.
You're done? So
Yeah.
fast. Are you guys all done?
Yeah,
Still need more time?
Choose.
I'm done.
I'm done.
Okay. Let's,
Contentment. Program.
you can just pause.
Not fine.
Okay.
Fine. The cat sees you. No.
All right. We'll test your guys' knowledge. Okay, so what did you guys put for the inner circle? So in this area right here, what did you label that as?
Mark it.
Is that the home
Territory.
range or the territory?
Territory.
Good.
Good job.
So then what is this outer circle right here?
Home.
Good job.
So where does the cat spend its main living area? Is that inside the circle or outside the circle?
Boom.
Where?
Boomity 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 boom.
Inside
The
the
home
circle.
range?
No.
Inside.
Yeah, that's the territory. Yep. And
Boom.
then where does the cat mainly go to the bathroom? Is that the territory or the home range?
Territory.
Territory.
That one will actually be the cat mainly goes to the bathroom in the home range. It's going to be in this outer area. So where did you put the X? So where does the cat hunt? Is that on the outside?
Home.
Or the
Home.
Home range.
Home.
Home range.
Good. And then where'd you put a nose where the cat would mark their scent?
Territory.
Okay, good.
Good job, guys.
Okay, so on the cat, where are some places that you would put the X for where cats have scent glands?
Sorry.
The nose.
Yeah? So right around the mouth area.
The tail.
Good, yeah, so they'll have one up here and then around the base of their tail.
Its paws.
Yeah, they'll have some in between their toes. That's pretty much all of them except for, so you have some right here by their ears and right here above their eyes. And then you got all the rest of them. Good job.
Earwax.
Looks like you guys are listening pretty close.
Okay. Okay, so what, oh, this is the key. Oh, can I not take this off?
Not the key, right?
Take the, oh, well, these are the answers.
Oh,
Did I not update it?
well, you can still match it by.
Yeah, okay. Okay. Is that which one? Because the one that I don't know if I updated it, because
Is
the
yours
ones that I
different
have,
on yours?
well, the one I have, it's wrong.
Oh.
I don't know. Okay. Anyways. Okay, what does purring mean? Which number is purring?
Is purring a good noise?
No.
What?
So when you're petting your cat and it purrs, is it happy or is it sad? Or
Happy.
It's happy.
It's happy. Good job.
Okay, so when
Happy.
so what did you guys put for yowling? What letter with yowling?
really quickly because we're running out of time.
Okay. So yelling is for territory, and then growling is a warning sound or aggression. Chattering is when a cat's frustrated and trying to get to their prey. Trilling is a greeting or wanting food. Hissing is when they're afraid or mad or scared. And then meowing is just a greeting or command. Did you put the keys up online?
No.
And then just matching. So
We'll ask, do you guys have any questions with the other 2 activities? Do you feel pretty confident on them? I'm gonna assume you guys got them 100% right then. So we can post the key online if you want, but we're running a little short on time and we still have a little bit more to go. So if you guys have questions, we can answer them after we're done here.
okay. That leads us to behavior problems most people face in cats. So one of the main reasons is cats sharpen the claws on furniture, which often causes a lot of irritation for people because it ruins the furniture. Especially males will mark their territory if they're not neutered. And there's a female in heat. And they're also kind of aggressive, so they use defense mechanisms, which a lot of people don't like because they like to be having friendly and cuddly kittens and not cats that don't want to be petted. So the first problem we're going to talk about is scratching. Cats scratch near resting areas, often on the side of couches or chairs or other furniture. And
do you guys have an idea about why they would scratch with what we just talked about? That since they have glands in their paws, that's part of the reason that they'll scratch. It's a way to mark their territory.
especially where they like sleeping and stuff, so where it's near resting areas, they'll want to make that smell like their home. So to prevent this, you can provide a scratching post and put it near where the cat has already been scratching. Because if you put it somewhere far away where they never go, they won't use the scratching post. So you want to make it desirable. Also, you can trim their toenails like dogs, and then also if they're young enough, you can get them declawed. There's a lot of pros and cons with declawing, so I would consider those choices. You can also get nail caps for the cats. And that leads us to aggression. So aggression mainly stems from if they're fearful, if they're trying to protect their territory, or if it's maternal or paternal, so if they're trying to protect their kittens, or if they're kittens related. Sometimes they get too aggressive in playing, like when they were kittens. And a lot of it sometimes competitive, so if two male cats are still intact, they will often fight. And they also redirect their aggression. So I really like this clip. This is a common thing to show how cats' aggression is redirected.
So as we just learned, we see his facial, oops. Can you see how his ears are back and his eyes are slitted? He's not very happy, right? So his facial expressions kind of gave that away before anything even happened.
So the cat was probably mad at something else, or he was just trying to play, and he got too aggressive towards this cat, and that cat didn't like it, so he hissed at him. And a lot of this, like I said, aggression happens a lot between two males that are still intact, still be fighting over resources. If the female cats, you have some. And then Also, there's petting-induced aggression, which causes a lot of problems for people. They don't know that their cat doesn't like being petted. They don't pick up the signs. So it's important to know what signs your cats are getting off if they want to be stopped being petted. So some signs you can look at and realize if the cat's going to scratch you or bite at you or just be aggressive towards you when you're petting them is if their tail starts to twitch. So when I showed you the body language of them like moving their tail side to side, that's a good sign. If they start biting your hand lightly, they're trying to make you stop petting them. And also if they get restless and they want to get away and move away, they'll end up biting you if you don't recognize these signs or scratching you. And it's just because they're getting overstimulated. And a lot of other cats, it depends on your cat how much they like to be petted or not. So in order to reduce the aggression, it's important to spay or neuter your cats. You want to leave with the litter for 8 weeks, so you don't want to remove the kittens too early from their mom. You want to watch the body language. So like look at their tail, look at their face, and then use positive reinforcement. If you use negative reinforcement, often they'll either redirect aggression and they'll still be aggressive towards something else. So it's important to use positive aggression and encourage good behavior. The last problem people have is inappropriate elimination, so the cat's not using the litter box like they're supposed to. There's lots of different variables where cats won't use the litter box, even if they have been good about using litter box, and all of a sudden stop. Some of the reasons is it can be a medical problem, so they associate pain with the litter box, so they won't be using it. So it's important to go to the vet. If the litter box is too dirty, the cat won't want to use it. If you change the type of litter or the litter box, the cat won't want to use it. So if you put a dome on it, the cat might not like that, so it's like not going in anymore. Even the smell or texture, the cat might not like. Also, if you change the location of the box, so if it's in a highly frequently used area, so you walk by it all the time, the cat might not want to use it because it's not private enough for him. Also, there's urine marking. So to tell the difference if a cat's like marking for urine, if it's against vertical surfaces like the wall, or if it's near windows and doors, and then especially if it's a male cat and it's still intact, and it does not completely stop using the litter box, so it'll still go like poop in the litter box, don't poop in the litter box, it's often due to urine marking. And also if the cat is stressed, they won't use the litter box sometimes. So it's important to know what you've changed and how you've changed it, and if this affects your cat or not. So some things you can do to help this is take it to the vet, spay or neuter it, clean the litter box more often or get more litter boxes, change the type of litter of the box, and then potty train them. So there is drug therapy, but it's not really commonly used. Also, stress. So moving, changing routines. If there's a new baby or new pet outside the home, or other cats outside the home, this can also lead to problems of using the litter box. And then that leads us to our last activity, which is the case study. So the next activity is just a list of problems we'll have and see if you can guess how to fix them. 5 minutes. So yeah, we can take 5 minutes to do that, and then we can discuss it real fast. So those the questions. So we'll give you guys about 5 minutes, and then we'll go over real fast. Play that one. Play that one. That's a good one.
Yeah. Can you do it? You want me to help?
I have no
Wow.
Go to the top. Oh, wait. Time related.
Yeah.
What were your guys' answers? I'm gonna go to that.
So how are you guys doing? Are you guys still need more time?
Yup.
Yeah.
So I'll play another song while you guys continue.
We can't hear the music.
You can't?
Nope.
Can you hear it now?
Nope.
Huh.
Oh,
Zach, do you hear it? My volume's at 100 and I can't hear the music.
I don't know. Can you hear it? No. Oh. No. It's like they have the music up. Not here.
AJ, you're
What?
gonna have to deal without music.
Oh well.
Okay.
All right. That's probably good. You want to start going?
Yeah, they weren't ready.
Oh.
Okay, do you guys have most of it done?
We're running out of time, so we'll just go ahead and get as far as we can. And then if you guys want to finish it on your own, you can.
Okay, well, for the first one, it says, help, I've had my cat Harvey for about a month now. I love him, but he's been scratching the furniture and I can't get him to stop. He mainly scratches the couch. How can I prevent this or get Harvey to stop clawing at our furniture? What did you guys put for that one?
It's a toy.
Yeah, you
Give
can,
it claw trimming.
Yeah? What else can you get him?
you could declaw him.
Yeah?
can
Give
you
him
a
a
what?
scratch post.
Yeah?
A scratching place.
Great job.
Yeah,
Give your scratched up furniture away to the cat and buy new one.
yeah. Okay, so the second one, it says, recently my neighbor's got a new cat and now Max keeps urinating in the house. Max walks around and sticks his tail up and sprays urine on the walls and windows. Is there any way I can make him use the litter box again? I need help, otherwise we will not be able to keep him home. What'd you guys put for that one?
AJ, stop.
Question mark.
What?
Question mark.
You didn't know?
Question mark. Question mark. Question mark.
All right.
We
Well,
stumped you.
for this one, Max is a male cat, so he needs to probably be neutered because he is wanting to communicate with other cats that this is his territory. So a good way to stop that is getting him neutered.
And also, it could be because of the litter box, right?
Yeah. So you want to check the location and if you've changed anything with the litter box. Okay. So the next one, my cat Oreo loves attention, but he bites me occasionally and I don't know why. Sometimes when I pet him, he starts to twitch his tail and then starts to bite at my hand and fingers. He isn't an aggressive cat, but he gets aggressive when I pet him. Why is this? Can you tell me what Oreo is trying to tell me? What did you guys put for that one?
He's probably kind of like get him to back off because he doesn't want him there much.
Yeah, that's exactly it. That he doesn't want attention anymore and that he wants to be stopped being petted. It's important to look for those signs, isn't it? Right, okay. So the fourth one, the last one. Olivia hasn't been using the litter box. I recently moved the litter box downstairs and showed her where I put the litter box. Olivia seems to know where the litter box is because she'll go besides the litter box but not in it. I don't understand why she won't use it anymore. Can you help? What did you guys put for this answer?
To move it back.
That's a good answer. There's also more. Did you guys have any more answers?
Retrain her.
Yeah, that's another one. Is there any more?
Out of answers.
Another important one is you want to make sure it's not a medical problem. That so she's not associating her like infection with the litter box because usually if they have pain they won't use the litter box anymore. Yeah, and you can also try cleaning the litter box and moving it back and trying new litter. So lots of different things you can try. And
Good job, guys.
yeah. So next one, we will be talking about how to train your cats. Did you guys have any questions?
No.
No.
Well, thanks for joining, guys. It's been a fun hour, especially on Valentine's Day.
Yeah, and thanks for letting me take over Haley's teaching for a day.
Yeah, she did a great job, didn't she, guys?
Yep.
Yeah, we'll have fun.
Have a
We'll
good
see you
Valentine's
guys.
Day.
Yeah, we'll see you next month, okay? Tell
And
everybody
happy
you enjoyed.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy
Thanks.
Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Okay. So everybody left.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Yes.